The entire city of Ottawa, maybe a bit of a stretch, but not much, is brimming with excitement as Hamilton is set to return to the National Arts Center from August 5th to the 17th. I am so excited to be joined by the incredible Lauren Mariasoosay, who will be taking on the fantastic role of Eliza Schuyler. Lauren, how are you?
We're hanging in there. It's a beautiful morning. I'm excited to be here, excited to talk to you. Yeah,
Love it. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. There are
of
so
course.
many things I want to talk to you about. But first of all, I want to start off with let's talk about you. Let's talk about your like how you got into this wonderful thing of musical theater. Your career is so exciting and I can't wait to talk about it. But there are so many people that are going to be watching this who are either aspiring themselves or who might have kids in musical theater programs, and you are nothing short of a fantastic success story. So I want to hear how did you get your start?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've been dancing since I was a wee little thing. I was 3 years old when I started dancing. I actually came into singing a little bit later. I didn't start singing until college when I went to get my degree in musical theater. Um, and that really shifted everything for me. I remember being a kid, and the thing I loved about dancing was the acting aspect of it, and the thing I loved about singing was the acting. And so I thought, if I can do all this together, there has to be a way, and there was. The first musical I ever saw was Cats, which is crazy that it was the first show I ever did. But and then from then on, I was hooked. I was ready. I was so ready to do this for a living, and it took obviously the training I had, and then I learned so much on my past contracts as well. I worked at Disneyland while I was getting my degree to pay for school, and that really kind of sums up my little bug, how I got the bug. And the first show I ever did as a high school student was Wizard of Oz, which I feel like is so many people's first show. But I you get the bug, and you know when you get the bug, it bites you immediately, and I think you're stuck.
Yeah, fair, fair. Now, I'm so excited to talk to you because when I look at your career path, it's so interesting to me. The first musical that my parents ever took me to was Cats. And
What?
obviously, yeah, 100%. The first musical my parents ever took me to was Cats. During the years of COVID, I could be seen walking through the neighborhood, and every morning I'd get up at around 5:30 and I go for my long walk, and I'm listening to Hamilton to the point where I pretty much had the entire soundtrack memorized. Like I hear dun 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 dun, dun and I'm ready, you know? So I absolutely love Hamilton. But another show that I absolutely love is Six. And what
Yeah.
is and who was my favorite of the queens? Catherine Parr,
Oh,
a role that you know a little something about. And my favorite song in that show was "I Don't Need Your Love." So
me too.
the fact that I'm talking to somebody who lived through all of those experiences is so exciting to me. So before I came onto this, I'm like, "Where's the fan club? Can I sign up now?" I'm so excited. So Hamilton, this is so funny. We are doing, and I will do the air quotes, promotion for Hamilton coming to Ottawa. But if was ever a show that sold itself, it's this one.
Yeah.
Tell so for the two or three people who might not be familiar with it, tell the good people about Hamilton.
Oh my gosh, Hamilton is this invigorating and exciting recollection of Alexander Hamilton's life, and you're seeing the basically the creation of the United States of the country through Alexander's eyes and through the many founding fathers and friends that he had throughout his life, through his wife's eyes, through his sister's eyes. You're seeing the absolute creation of the country through the people who made it happen. But also, so much of it is the ties around him that didn't have to do with his politics. It's also the way he had his constructed his family, the way he interacted with his friends. And I also think the overarching moral of Hamilton, or at least what I've taken away from it, is you don't realize what you have until it's not in front of you anymore. And I think so many of us get stuck into work and get stuck into building our careers and our success that we don't realize what's important and what's in front of us. And I feel like in this day and age and in this part of my life, that's what I take away from the show the most.
No, absolutely. You look at a show like Hamilton that has like won multiple Tony Awards, has incredible worldwide recognition, has inspired many young people in terms of like their musical theater career. When you take on a role like that, is there a certain level of intimidation that comes with it, or and if so, how do you get over that?
It is crazy. You're becoming part of a zeitgeist, you're becoming part of a phenomenon. And I mean, it is crazy because when the soundtrack came out, I remember knowing nothing about the show, and when the soundtrack came out and I heard Philippa Sue's voice, I finally thought, oh, there is a place for me here. I can tell there's something about this voice that's different, and about all the voices in the cast. You could tell that there was this diverse sound and this diverse collection of people, and you finally felt like you had a place where you belonged. And then
Hmm.
the show blew up in a way that I don't think anyone really expected it to.
Hmm.
And I remember getting this role. I still hadn't seen the show live. It was something I couldn't really afford at the time, and I mean, it's just, live theater is expensive, and sometimes if you can't rush a show, it's too difficult. And I remember when I got the show, and I remember feeling the first thing was not necessarily intimidated, but a little scared, because I know that this show is so beloved and this character is so beloved. And what I really wanted to do was, how can I take care of this person? She was a real live person. How can I make her real and genuine and authentic, and also somewhat show parts of me that maybe other people haven't been able to do before? So I think it became almost like this challenge to create something different, pull something out of my bones that I've never felt before. But it is scary. I mean, people will always compare you to the original cast because they're lightning in a bottle. There's nothing like them. They're the originals and they're amazing. And I think so much of the journey of the show is figuring out how to be less intimidated and how to be inspired by the people that came before you. And
Hmm.
that mindset has to shift somewhere, because that's where success comes from, and that's where the most genuine performances come from.
Yeah, absolutely. I look at it as a passing of the baton, to be honest with you. I mean, there's so many shows that have gone on for years and years, and of course the original cast will move on and other people will come in. So I think it's an incredible passing of the baton. Have you met Philippa Sue? Have you had any interaction with her at all or
Oh my gosh. In fact, when we were in rehearsals, she was in rehearsals as well in the same building. And I was too scared when I got in the elevator. I saw her and I went, oh, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I said nothing. I said nothing. I
Yeah,
was just like starstruck. It's one of the first few times where I've literally been aghast. I think my whole
yeah,
face was red.
yeah.
But she's as beautiful and angelic in person as she is on every single thing you see her in. But I would love to sit down and chat with her one day when I don't have the goosebumps.
Yeah. I love hearing you say that because I love like the genuine reaction. And I also, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, how many people are going to be having that reaction to you? Right. So I think again, it's a passing of the baton. There are going to be people who come to the National Arts Center, again, August 5th to 17th, I believe I said, yeah, who are going to be seeing Hamilton for the first time. So their first, iteration in person with this character will be you. So the impact that you're about to have on this audience is going to be profound, and I'm here for it. Now, when you think about your career and some of the roles that you've taken on, you're playing very confident, very empowered women. I don't know if that's necessarily just you've been very fortunate with your roles. Is it that these are specific roles that you've sought out? How have you gone about I guess being cast in such iconic roles to go on and deliver these fantastic performances?
I always say that in this industry, it's half luck and half really, really hard work. And I think the luck part is being in the right place at the right time in the universe, and you're meant to be there at that moment in time. I also think, I mean, I I have a really amazing manager and agent, and I think that at times where I haven't really been able to be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, they've really put their like 2 feet down, and they've been like, no, this is your type. This is something that you are in real life. So let's go for it and just be yourself. And I think that I have been so lucky to play so many pivotal and strong women, especially Catherine Parr, Eliza Schuyler. Being able to step into Jasmine and Aladdin every once in a while has been amazing. And I think that the common thread between all these women is their ability to turn nothing into gold. I feel like these women have been able to do that. And I would like to think that I've learned that from them. And I think there's something in the room that maybe sparks that behind the table. I wish I could tell you how I've been cast in these. Sometimes I have imposter syndrome and I'm like, what am I doing here? How did I
No.
get this? But
Oh.
there has to be something in there. And I think the life I've lived and the life I've even chosen to live and the way I choose to carry myself seems to shine in that way to people behind the table, or at least that's what I can infer.
Yeah, fair, fair. Now this show here in Ottawa is a bit of a homecoming of sorts because you did spend some time in your youth in Ottawa. Now, of course, from what I understand, you were quite young at the time. Is Ottawa a place that you get to come back and visit often, or like, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Ottawa until I was 3. I was so little, a baby, and then we moved to the US. But my sister still lives there with my cute little niece. I have aunties and uncles over there too. And I do actually come back every tour I've been on. I've actually been able to take it back to Ottawa, which has
Nice.
been amazing. My niece has gotten to see me. My sister has gotten to see me. I've had uncles and aunties come as well. And I mean, it's always a journey coming back home, even if it's something that I was so little. We used to come back all the time to visit family. So Ottawa has been a huge part of my life anyways. But I was young when we left. So I know they were like, "What school did you go to here?" And I was like, "I was 3." But it is always nice to come home. This is the first time I'm coming back with a show and it's not the dead of winter, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, that's good. I hope you'll enjoy this summer. It's been
Yeah.
that we've been having some great weather here, so I'm expecting some amazing family representation in the audience. So that's gonna be amazing. And it's so funny because Hamilton is one of those shows where I know usually when you're at the theater, you're supposed to be sitting and be very prim and proper and just kind of listen and like polite applause. Hamilton is one of those shows where you hear certain songs, you literally want to get up and start dancing. I haven't really seen people do it, and I'm not going to be the one to lead the charge because I don't want to get booted out. But it's what if there
Oh,
was ever a show that inspired people to get up, and because it's so exciting, and it's like everybody knows the songs. I shouldn't say
mhm.
everybody, but there's a large population of people that know the songs, and you'll start singing something like whether it's Alexander Hamilton or My Shot or God Help Us Guns and Ships, and people jump into it, right? Like your character is responsible for two of my favorite songs, which is Burn and Helpless. I absolutely love both of those. Completely different songs, of course, but
Yes.
I just love them. I love the musical composition of the songs, but I also love the storytelling within them as well. So they're both fantastic, and I'm excited for your performance. Absolutely. I don't know if there was a question in there. I'm still kind of like fanboying over you and very excited about this. So let me ask you this: for why do you think people why do you think people should be coming to the NAC to check this out? Because we've been very blessed with this Broadway Across Canada program. There've been a lot of great shows. Hamilton is, as I mentioned at the start, is making a reappearance. It was here a couple of years ago, and it's back. So for those who are a little bit on the fence, what can we tell them to push them over the edge to say make sure you get the tickets that are remaining?
I mean, this is the first original cast to come up in 6 years. So it's comprised of 80% new people to the Hamilton world at all. They've never experienced the Hamilton world at all. And then like 20% are some amazing alumni who have done this show across the globe. We have people from the international tour. We have people from the other tours like and Peggy and Philip. We have this amalgamation of people who have either never done the show before or who know the show to their core. I
Mhm.
also think that the narrative of the show rings true to us somehow even more to this day than maybe when it was created. And I think there's something in there for everyone, something to touch you to your core with everyone. And I also think it's relevant. And I also think that sometimes seeing something like this in front of your eyes during a very turbulent time in our lives almost gets you a little bit more fired up to create change and to speak for your neighbors and speak for your friends and your family. And I just think you should go if you want to be inspired.
No, I couldn't agree more. One of the things I love about the story of this show was that in its origins, Lin-Manuel Miranda went to the White House and did a couple of bars for Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and President Obama, I should say, and Michelle Obama in the audience, and they were kind of like laughing, like there's like he's doing this rap about Alexander Hamilton, and then it goes on to be like, the biggest thing ever. So I think the story in there is that, follow your dreams. If there's something that you're passionate about, go and follow it, because you never know what might happen. So
And Lynn is the blueprint for that. Lynn can
yeah.
make anything happen. I mean, his career and his writing is singular. There's no one and nothing like him.
Love that. Okay, I want to be respectful of your time. We are going to drift into a little thing I like to call rapid fire questions.
Okay.
This is the part I know you've been waiting for. I'm going to ask you
I'm
a bunch
scared.
of questions. Please don't be scared. There's nothing scary about rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. Whatever comes to your mind, say it. There's no wrong answers
Okay.
in rapid fire. The first question, because I'm primarily a movie guy, is what is your favorite movie of all time? And if you can't think of one, I will gladly accept a top three.
Oh my God. Oh no, I'm gonna have to give you a top three. I have so many.
Shoot. Yeah.
I have 100 Foot Journey, one of my favorite movies. Perks of Being a Wallflower,
Love that. Yeah.
and a wild card, but Lord of the Rings, number three, Return of the King.
Okay. Nice. Solid list. Solid list.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is going to be tough. Okay. Not naming a musical that you yourself have been in. So I don't know that might limit it. But what's your favorite musical?
Hades Town,
Oh,
hands down.
really? Okay.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. That was here not too long ago again. Again, shout
Oh,
out to the wonderful people behind Broadway across Canada. It's been an incredible program. Okay, so you were born in Saskatchewan. Have you
yes.
been paying attention to the Saskatchewan Roughriders?
No. What's happening? What's going
They're
on?
the top team in the CFL right now.
Are they actually?
They
Wait, what?
are. Yeah,
Saskatchewan.
they are. They
Wait,
absolutely
that's my
are.
flag.
Yeah, they are. So there you go. It's time for you to get a green shirt.
I
Um,
time.
and I'm not wearing this in honor of Saskatchewan Roughriders. This just happens to be, a nice little coinky dink. Um, what are some of the things that you like to do in your downtime, if for that minimal amount of downtime that you probably have, but in that time, like what are some of your hobbies?
Oh my gosh, I love to read. I also love going on a very long walk to start my morning. Usually that's how I go.
Okay.
It just helps my body wake up. I'm also like a little gym rat, just a little one, a baby one. I do go like 4 or 5 times a week
Okay.
and love it. What else do I love to do? If there's any dogs around town, I will be stopping to pet them every single time. Um, that's kind of it, and a lot of rest. I very much love to be horizontal on the days where I don't have to be standing up singing for 3.5 hours.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I would usually have my dog come in and make an appearance, but she's still sleeping. But we'll send pictures. Um,
Please do.
last question. What again? As I mentioned, there are going to be a lot of people watching this who are aspiring theater students. What is the advice that you would love to give to the net to the crop of people that are coming up that are aspiring to get into this industry?
Keep going. I mean, it's so incredibly difficult, and the industry will test you. It'll test your resolve. It will test your confidence. And there's so much you're going to learn just about yourself by going through processes like this and auditioning like this. But every yes is just a door. I mean, every no is just a door to another yes. So like you are going to be directed in the way and in the place you're supposed to be. Nothing that's meant for you will pass you. So you just have to keep going. Keep your head down. Every no is just like, okay, what's next? What's next and what's here? And keep the love alive, keep your why alive. Why you do what you do is going to keep you afloat no matter what. So keep it with you and think about it every single time you step into a room. It's going to save you. I promise.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for taking the
Thank
time today.
you.
Lauren Mariasoosay, of course, you can catch her on stage at the National Arts Center here in Ottawa, August 5th to the 17th, in a little show called Hamilton. Thank you so much. I will drop a link on how people can get tickets. I'll drop a link in terms of how people can follow you in your exciting career. Thank you so much.
Thank you.